Hello and welcome to my show Indus Cuisine. I'm your chef Basim Akhund. We're back with another new episode and a new recipe from the heart of Pakistan. So today's recipe comes from the city of Chinniyot. The recipe for today is very easy. It's called mutton kunna. As everyone knows that Chinniyot is that one city which has been famous for its people. Why? Because they have provided a lot of art to the country in terms of artists, in terms of architects, in terms of people who have been great chefs in the history. Chinniyot got its glory back in the day when the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan was ruling. So when Shah Jahan was ready to make his beautiful marvel, the Taj Mahal, he was finding artists and people who could contribute to the beautiful, magnificent structure he wanted to build for his wife, Mumtaz Mahal. And back in the day, it was considered, and also now in current day Pakistan, that the artists from Chinniyot are very special. And if you see in current day Pakistan also, it's very famous that if your house has furniture made from the city of Chinniyot, it's considered to be a luxury. And back in the day, this was the same case when the emperor wanted magnificent, glorious and beautiful things made from people around the subcontinent, and Chinniyot was the first place that came to mind. Mutton means goat meat. Kunna in the language means, in the local language means the clay pot in which this recipe is cooked. This recipe was usually back in the day cooked on amber fire, and it took around 4 to 6 hours, but now because we have new equipment and we have gas stoves, we can cook this recipe in around 45 minutes, you can say. Okay, so what are the ingredients? I'm going to tell you quickly. It's a quick rundown. Okay, you need around kg of mutton. You need some lemon and some German chilies. We'll use these later on. Why? Because we just need to, you can say, dress it towards the end. It's for the dressing, not right now. You need 1 cup of clarified butter, known as ghee, for the initial recipe, and then in the later part, what we will do, we'll start tempering the spices. Then you need some nutmeg, which we will kind of peel and we'll convert into a powder in front of you. Then you need some coriander powder, red chili powder, you need some cumin seeds, you need some cumin powder even, you need some garam masala, you need turmeric powder, you need some gram flour, you need around 3 to 4 cloves of garlic, around 1 tablespoon of shredded ginger, which we'll shred in front of you. Then you need some cardamom, around 3 to 4 pieces, salt to taste, you need some yogurt, you need around 2 onions, brown them and then cook them, and that's about it. So firstly what we need is, we need a pan. It's over here. We'll just pick it up and put it on the stove. When the pan comes to heat, we'll firstly add the clarified butter. When the clarified butter starts to melt and it takes a nice proper consistency, we'll add the onions to it. Okay, so till the time the pan is actually getting hot, what we'll do is we'll pick up 2 onions and we'll just finely slice them, not chop them. Why? Because this recipe requires sliced onions. So just half it and then just finely slice it. Okay, so not that fine even, because we need to cook it down to make it a little brown. The root goes away. Likewise, do it again. This is done. So once the pan is hot, we shall add this and let it cook on slow heat or low heat to make it translucent first, and once it's translucent, then we'll convert it to the brown texture. Why? Because the color of this recipe will naturally come from the spices and the onions that we brown and we use in this recipe. This is done. Pick the roots, throw them in the dustbin. The pan's hot. Keep this over here. Take a cup of clarified butter, transfer it here, increase the heat, and you can see it's melting. Keep this at the back and transfer the onions first. So what I'll do is, it's hot enough. Let's just transfer these. add a little bit of salt, not too much, around a quarter teaspoon. Why? Because right now we just want the onions to start sweating, and once they have properly lost their moisture, we'll add the other ingredients. So just pick up a spatula, mix them and fry them. Give it a lid, spin it, reduce the heat to medium and let cook for at least 2 minutes, and once they're translucent you will change it. Okay, now on the other hand you need a shredder. I'll pick the smooth side, I'll take some ginger and I'll shred it. And now we go with the garlic, around a tablespoon of garlic. Keep the end part on the side, you won't use it. And just give it a tap. Okay, this is done. Keep this over here. So now we have the ginger, we have the garlic, and now what we need to do first is we need to add the mutton and fry it in the onions. As you can see, the onions have started getting brown. Just give it another 30 to 40 seconds and they will quickly change their color. Why? Because it takes time to get translucent. Once they're translucent, the transition doesn't take a lot of time, it just takes a few seconds. And once it's done, you need to add something on top. Why? Because you need to bring the temperature of the oil down. If the temperature of the oil isn't down, what will happen is it will keep on going up and the color will change and it will get burnt. So whenever you add something outside from not the stove or not something hot, basically what happens is the oil's temperature goes down. Why? Because this is room temperature, that's hot oil. When it comes together, it gets a bit mellow. Okay, we have that brown color now. We don't want it to be really extra brown. So what we'll do is first we'll just add some spices. Okay, the first spice what I need is I'm going to take 2 cardamoms, 3 actually because they're a bit small. Put it here and press it like this. Now what will happen is the pods of the cardamom, they're opening, they're splitting, and you can see these seeds, they're coming out. So I toss them in and fry it for another 30 seconds. Why? Because I want the fragrance of the cardamom to get mixed in the oil, and when I'll fry the mutton into this, the mutton will also get this nice fragrant texture. Okay, the onions are done now. Now goes in the mutton first. So I should just cut this, open it and toss the mutton in first. So slowly just toss it in. Try not spilling it all over you. Keep this on the side and just mix it up once. So now we're basically shallow frying the mutton. It's not deep frying. There is clarified butter over here and that's all we're doing. So now I shall just bring this on the side and keep mixing it on high heat. You can see the mutton changing color. Now you shall add a little bit of salt. Why? Because if you add salt, the mutton will start letting out its moisture. I'm going to add around half a teaspoon, spread it out properly. And now start mixing it again. Before that, what I need to do is pick up the garlic, spread it out, because remember, ginger and garlic takes out the strong fragrance that mutton usually has. Just mix it a bit, not too much, because I want the garlic to be in the clarified butter, but also a little bit on top of the mutton. Okay, so just lightly move it around. I'm telling you again, I am frying the mutton over here, as you can see. Give it a lid. I want to control the evaporation of the moisture of the mutton. Why? Because it's really technical when you cook mutton. So till the time this is cooking, let's give it around 5 to 8 minutes. We'll go for a short break. Once we're back, we'll continue with the recipe and I'll let you know how this recipe shall be completed. Welcome back. You're watching Indus Cuisine and I'm your chef Basim Akhund. During the break we just gave it around 5 to 8 minutes and you can see how the mutton has cooked nicely, but it's only 50% done because we were frying it initially. We want it to get fried and the flavor should get properly balanced. It's done. Now what you need is, you can see that the onions are also light brown. The meat has also gotten a nice caramelized texture on top. Like, you know, it's a little bit brown on top. It's nicely fried. Now we shall add some spices. So what you need to do now is pick the mutton, push it on the side, and bring some oil on one end. Okay, reduce the heat first because we don't want to burn it. And firstly, we shall add some spices, but the heat needs to go down even more. Okay, first we shall add some cumin powder. It goes over here because it shall bring out the flavor. Fry it always. Then we add in the red chili powder. Then goes in the turmeric powder. It's all going in the ghee, the clarified butter. Then we shall add some garam masala. And we shall add some coriander powder. This is done. Now I shall mix it on this side so that the flavor of these masalas taken up a notch. Slowly. And now I shall add like 3 to 4 more pieces of cardamom, but first it goes onto the board. I'll pick up my knife and just give it a pat. Okay, throw it here. Always kind of press it before you're adding it. Mix it all. I can smell it nicely, and whatever you don't need goes on the side. Okay, this goes on the side. Now I shall mix it up. The masalas need to get integrated properly over here. It smells really nice. And now what you need is, you need around just a single cup of water. Why shall we do that? I'll tell you. First, increase the heat to full. Take the water, add it on the sides. Just a cup, not more. Move it, mix it properly, and put a lid on it for at least 5 minutes on high heat. Why? Because now I want the meat to start boiling in the intense flavor of the spices I've added over here. Okay, so it's boiling properly. Till then what we'll do is we shall start something else. Okay, what you need is, you need to temper this. Now when you talk about tempering, that means you need to add some kind of spice. Over here we'll be using cumin seeds, which are over here, and we should fry it properly and then we shall add it on top. But remember, whenever you're tempering, the oil needs to be hot, so you shall add this towards the end, not right now. So I'll keep this on the side, and once this has cooked properly, we shall add something else, which is called the yogurt. You need to water down the yogurt a bit and then add it. Why? Because when you add the yogurt towards the end, it shall lose the moisture and quickly turn into this nice thick curry or paste-like texture, which will give you this added advantage when you're eating it with naan bread or pita bread. Why? Because the more runny the liquid or the curry is, the more difficult it is. So always use yogurt if the recipe requires it towards the end. Okay, just take a look over here. It's getting cooked properly. Just try moving it a bit. Why? Because if some pieces of the meat are not submerged properly, we want them to go in. This is done. Okay, on the side what we need is, we need some German chilies. I shall use the seeds also. We shall finely slice them as thin as we can go. The other one. and take the stems and throw them aside. And now what you need is a bowl, which I shall eventually find. I'll take a smaller one, a ramekin, add it over here, and place it over here. This is done. Now whatever you don't need goes at the back. Pick this up and just throw it in the dustbin. Now you need a lemon. Cut it from between, and now I shall squeeze it in it. Now this is, the bigger the lemon, the sweeter it is. So I chose this one on purpose. Why? Because I want this nice acidic flavor with not too much of bitterness going into the chilies. I'm doing this so that the pits, meaning the seeds, remain in my hands. Throw this in the dustbin, which is over here, and rinse your hands once. This is done. Just complete the recipe now. As you can see, it's completely almost done. Now you need a nutmeg. It shall go here. Always with a nutmeg. Keep your knife and just press it. As you can see, this seed that has come out is the nutmeg. I will just press it again and keep bashing it. And you can see you have this nice coarse texture. Take a pinch, not too much, and add it over here. That is it. Because it's a very, very strong spice, I shall keep this on the side over here and wash my knife once. That's it. Keep it on the side. Okay, now in the end, as it's almost done, mix it up. I want the nutmeg to be everywhere properly. The flavor should be integrated well. It smells amazing. You can see now the clarified butter is basically splitting. It's coming up. Now you shall add two things. What you need is, you need to add the yogurt, but as I told you, you need to bottle it down a bit. So I'll pick up a bowl. Firstly, you'll add the yogurt. Keep this on the side, whatever you don't need, take it at the back. Keep it clean, keep your station really, really clean. And then add like around a pinch of salt, not too much. As you can see, it's cooking over here. Keep mixing it. The flavors need to get integrated properly. This is done. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of gram flour in this, around a tablespoon. That's it. I'll take some water, around half a cup. And mix it up quickly. Just mix it up here. Slowly and gradually keep mixing it. And add it. Keep this on the side, keep this over here. So I've added the yogurt, give it a lid, cook it for a minute now, and till the time this is cooking, what I'll do is I'll just start cleaning up my area, my station, and I'll get it ready for presentation. Don't go anywhere. So the food is ready today. As you can see, it's delicious. It's actually fried mutton and it tastes amazing. That's what I did. Basically, I just took a taste, I took a bite because obviously I need it to be perfect always. So I just added half a cup of oil, add around a teaspoon of cumin, tilt it. As you can see, it's frying. Let it fry. It's brown, not too much, and now you should add it on top. And that's how you serve a nice, delicious kunna. I hope you liked today's recipe. I'll see you in another episode of Indus Cuisine. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.